In September of 2019, red balloons started to appear in most Fortnite POIs like Pleasant Park and Retail Row. Floating out of the drains, it was a clear reference to the It movies and even played the creepy Pennywise laugh when you popped them. It was right around Halloween and just in time for It Chapter 2, and so after getting everyone excited, they disappeared, and so did the hopes of a collab until this week. Grim Gables was thought to be a clear reference to Stranger Things, but with a closer look at the roofs and the rounded corners, it seems to have more similarities to the house from It. From the fencing to the boarded up windows, Epic might just be paying tribute once again this Halloween, but we'll have to wait and see who this crossover actually belongs to. But not all canceled crossovers are old. Since the start of Chapter 3, Epic has been teasing collabs on the map like a fridge for Indiana Jones or the Kame House for Dragon Ball. But it wasn't until Season 2 when a teaser surprised everyone, foreshadowing a crossover with Lord of the Rings. With the return of the Rock family, we watched them progress over time, but one update was more important than the rest. The kids started to build a sandcastle and soon it formed a replica of Helm's Deep. People noticed the reference, and with the Rings of Power TV show around the corner, it seemed like the perfect time for a collab. The evidence stacked even higher as Switch players were able to spot an exclusive secret. There was a mini clock tower which completed the sandcastle, and it lined up perfectly with Helm's Deep. Some insiders even claimed that a collab was coming, but as everyone waited and the show was released, nothing happened. The fate of this crossover sealed when the entire Rock family was removed without warning. But you can't name a more frustrated collab than Family Guy. Over 2 years ago, a mysterious file was added which literally showed Peter Griffin fighting the giant chicken, and the community went crazy over it. Everyone made concepts and memes of Peter Griffin, but eventually this backbling was revealed as a prank by Epic to troll data miners. It's still never explained why they went through so much effort to edit out all the blood when no player would ever see it. And then months later, the hype returned when an extra large skin and cartoon effect was found in the files. Well, fortunately, it turned out to be for Thanos and the anime skins, finally debunking this theory, or so we thought. 1 year later, Epic accidentally leaked a ton of crossovers, including Indiana Jones and Darth Vader. Underneath this was a file called Family Guy, and it seemed like we had finally found proof that it was real all along. Problem is, it has been 8 months since, so did Epic really leak future seasons, or are we getting pranked again? One canceled collab actually made it into the game, and the skin is still in the files. Back in 2020, Donald Mustard and the Russo brothers teased in an Extraction crossover on Twitter, joking that John Wick fighting Tyler Rake was something that was entirely possible in Fortnite. Players wondered when we would see the collab arrive until one day, Free Guy was added to the game, and hidden inside of the files was a secret crossover. Epic accidentally added the Tyler Rake skin into the game, and it was codenamed Dusty. But here's where things got weird. Only the body was added, with Chris Hemsworth's face completely missing, but you could tell it was Tyler Rake from the uniform. Everyone was hoping to see this release alongside Extraction 2 in 2023, but the files were actually removed, and we never saw the collab again. So maybe Chris just didn't want to be in the game. And he wasn't the only celebrity to completely vanish from Fortnite. Beyonce was also set to be added in 2021. Thanks to the Apple vs. Epic court case, you can see the Single Ladies music video, which is gonna fit perfectly alongside all the icon emotes. And well, sadly, it has been over a year and Beyonce is still nowhere to be seen, but hey, it could totally still happen in the future. The same goes for Juice WRLD. A ton of players wanted to see him in the game, and if there was a list of the most anticipated concerts, he would be near the top. The hype reached its peak after fans noticed some strange posts from Juice's manager. He retweeted the Fortnite Season 3 launch post, and people took this as a subtle teaser. Juice WRLD's new album was also titled The Party Never Ends, which seemed almost too fitting with the vibe and season. Now, the evidence was never 100% confirmed until his manager began to leak way too much. He would go on Instagram and reply to people's messages, hinting that they were working on something with Epic. In a video, he even said he was meeting with the devs to talk about a Juice WRLD concert, but couldn't say any more without getting in trouble. Now, I guess he wasn't lying because we haven't heard anything since, but hopefully more information comes out soon. I will say though, the hope died with the Peacemaker collab. Even before it was in theaters, insiders claimed that characters from the movie will be arriving in Fortnite. Just a few weeks later, Bloodsport was announced, confirming this to be 100% true. As for the rest of the gang, Bloodsport's bundle included 4 sprays hinting towards extra skins, which were even given their own code names, most notably Peacemaker. So even with an obvious tease, this is where the crossover ended. Nobody else released, even though Peacemaker had an upcoming TV show. When it premiered, the community was full of excitement, and this only got better with posts from Donald Mustard and James Gunn. And so the craziest teaser of all came on the day of the series finale, when John Cena posted the Chapter 3 trailer on his Instagram. It couldn't get any more obvious than this. The collab was basically confirmed, but strangely, nothing ever came of it. In fact, they swept it under the rug. James Gunn deleted every single tweet related to Fortnite, while Epic decided to make John Cena a normal skin instead. And there were even collabs that were ready to be released, but mysteriously vanished. Mystique was part of the Battle Pass during the Marvel season, but something wasn't right. All the characters had their own mythics, from Iron Man's Unibeam to Groot's Ball. They all had the spotlight, except Mystique. Well, luckily, leakers realized realized that she actually wasn't left out when they found mythic dual pistols later in the season. In order to get them, we were gonna face Mystique as a boss, and it was even rumored she would spawn on the helicarrier above the island. Unfortunately, the season came to a close and these pistols were nowhere to be seen. But sometimes there's a collab that breaks the internet even when it never existed in the first place. A rumor surfaced earlier this year when insiders claimed The Last of Us was coming to Fortnite, and after the leak exploded, they were forced to spill as much info as they could. The journalist mentioned that we'd be getting a skin for Joel and Ellie, and that it would be arriving as soon as September. This date lined up perfectly with The Last of Us Part 1 remake and the new HBO show being revealed. But sometimes rumors get too much attention, and this time around it caught the eye of Neil Druckmann, the creator of the games. He immediately shut down the rumors and said that he loved Fortnite, but there were definitely no plans for Ellie and Joel at the moment. But sometimes there are crossovers that were cancelled because of huge controversies, like the time that DaBaby was secretly pulled from the item shop. He already has several emotes in the game, and Epic was planning on another one in Chapter 2, codenamed Cryptography. It was an upcoming emote of a song AM to PM with Migos, and it was in the files ready to release, but after DaBaby said some pretty terrifying stuff on stage, Epic went into damage control and scrapped the entire crossover. One of the weirdest decisions in Fortnite history is when a Marvel skin was secretly removed from the game. Season 2 brought Doctor Strange to the Battle Pass, and you could use him to hear secret dialogue from Metal Team Leader. She talks about a pink synthezoid, which is obviously a reference to none other than Vision. With the popularity of WandaVision, this was one of the most desired collabs ever. Season 2 even brought us the Scarlet Witch, leaving us wondering what happened to Vision. He even appeared in the Zero War comics several times, and there's only a handful of characters shown that aren't in games. So knowing Fortnite, there's always Marvel content. We'll probably see him in the future. I mean, honestly, we might be able to find out ourselves because Back to the Future is one of the only teasers from Donald Mustard that hasn't been released. He first dropped hints at the start of the year, and some fake 4chan posts even tried to turn it into a real leak. Since Donald loves to add pretty much his entire childhood to the game, I'm sure we'll see Doc and Marty sooner or later. One of the strangest band collabs is with Mortal Kombat. It was first teased in Chapter 2 with Ocean knocking out Brutus with a Johnny Cage fatality. It seemed like it could just be a subtle Easter egg until Season 5 brought hunters to the island. One of these warriors was expected to be a Mortal Kombat character, especially with an arcade theme and the leaked Portal background. But when it arrived, it actually turned out to be Street Fighter. Some people think that it's because Mortal Kombat is just way too violent for Fortnite, but like I said, we also have Deadpool and John Wick, so I really don't see the excuse. And I have to admit, it might be why Five Nights at Freddy's still isn't in the game. It's nearly as infamous as the Family Guy collab since it's been going on for years. The community always imagined a crossover, being able to run around as Freddy or Chica, but it didn't seem possible until Chapter 2, Season 5. With Jones bringing in characters from every franchise, Freddy was quickly becoming one of the most wanted collabs. And it only got worse when a codename French Fry was found in the files, becoming immediately attached to Freddy Fazbear. It made sense, and a few weeks later, the theories went into overdrive. From a set code named Animal Clock being linked to the animatronic creatures, to footsteps audio that sounded exactly like Foxy, the collab seemed like it was truly happening. That's why it was so shocking when this obvious teaser actually ended up being for Tron. And so the excitement was truly killed off when Scott Cawthorne, the creator of FNaF, debunked the entire thing. And while it's easy to hype ourselves up over a theory, there's times when Fortnite literally teases a collab only to delete it. Epic was planning their first crossover with Nintendo, and it was gonna feature Samus from Metroid. She was first leaked in the court documents, then people spotted an identical silhouette in the comics, and Donald Mustard even put out a tweet teasing her arrival. Sadly, this entire partnership fell through since Nintendo is super strict with their characters and wanted Samus to be exclusive on Switch, to which Epic said no. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's been Tommy, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.